Nigerian students, NANS, talking about education, has faulted the manner operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, brutalized some students of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, FUTA, during their raids on some students' lounges in the town. The student body described the action of the operatives of the anti-graft agency as infringing on the rights of the affected students. In a statement on Sunday by the Senate President of NANS, Comrade Accuse, the association said the June 7 raid, during which 127 students, males and females, were arrested, smacked of lack of regard for due process and justice. We acknowledge the need for the EFCC to combat cybercrime and uphold the rule of law. However, the breakdown of law and order witnessed during the raid is deeply concerning and unjust. Despite our ongoing engagement with the EFCC command, we continue to observe a high rate of abuse against our citizens. The EFCC should operate with intelligence and precision, targeting only those for whom they have concrete evidence, not innocent citizens who are merely trying to find joy amidst the challenging circumstances in the country. And they have said that the mandate of investigating, prosecuting economic and financial crimes offenders must be carried out with utmost professionalism and respect for human rights. And according to them, the EFCC must operate as a law enforcement agency, not as thieves and burglars who use excessive force and to violate the rights of innocent citizens. These were the words of the NANS representatives who actually gave a statement concerning that raid. And he has said 127 students, male and female included, and he has faulted that NANS as a whole has faulted that raid. Dr. John.
127, outrageous. It is a function of the EFCC to fight cybercrime. Cybercrime, crimes related to financial fraud and other economic atrocities committed by youths. In most cases, these crimes are
Nigerians as a whole, not just
in most cases, these crimes are committed with big men as accomplices, especially duping of banks. Most of these bank frauds you hear, they can only be committed when there are insiders. Now, that said, the Constitution provides for a right to the dignity of the human person. You know, as a human being, even if you're a criminal and you are caught, there is a particular way you should be treated. You should not be treated as a subhuman, as something that is below the level of a human being. And that is even when they want to execute people, there's a particular way they treat you. They don't treat you like an animal.
It is like a suspect.
Now, that said, this is not the first time the public is complaining about the attitude of EFCC operatives. I think if you go to criminology, you discover that most of the policemen we have in Nigeria are not trained to actually investigate. They are trained to, you know, the retributive nature of our law. Oh, Mr. A is a suspect. Just find him guilty. Let's get him arrested by any means necessary.
Tell him he's guilty.
He will.
Guilty.
Yeah, the kind of treatment they will give to him will be such that he will even say, please, instead of this kind of treatment, I am guilty. The man never stole anything, but because of the beating, the electric shocking and so on, the man say, please, instead for me to avoid this treatment, I am guilty, and so on. So the criminal justice system here emphasizes catch the criminal, find him guilty. They are not thinking of, tackling the problem from the roots. Every crime has a root. In Nigeria, the root cause of the rise of cybercrime can be attributed to one, students who graduate, so many years, no job. Two, all the companies are shutting down. Maybe we may come to that topic. We have so many, for the past 1 year, about 700 NANS, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, crying out. About 757 companies have left Nigeria. Creating more and more unemployment, complicating the economic woes of the youths and the society in general. Now, I expect government to tackle these root causes of cybercrime. This cybercrime thing, this Yahoo and whatever, is becoming very popular, I think, in the past 10 to 15 years. Some 20 to 25 years ago, this has never existed. It shows that government has to check herself, make policies to be able to tackle these root causes, the root cause of unemployment. Then society too is not, society is also an accomplice. Today, every rich man is given a title. No matter, people will not want to find out how he made his money. But the moment you make money, you are given a chieftaincy title. That is the way it happens. So, because of, society has de-emphasized morality. Some years back, if a son buys a car and gives to the father will say, no, I will not take. What did you do to get this money? The father will want to find out. But not anymore. Society is decaying gradually. And we have come to a level where the decadence is so high that even those who are supposed to be the custodians of morality are now assisting the decay. So the point is, before EFCC operatives go there to operate, to arrest, they should gather a lot of intelligence. So it makes their work very easy. You don't just go poaching. You just go and arrest the whole hostel. Maybe because there are 2 or 3 Yahoo boys here. You arrest both boys and girls. The way you arrest a boy should not be the same way you arrest a girl. Because they are not of the same gender. I think we'll come back to it. Thank you.
Let's hear Ambassador Akure now.
Yeah, I think in as much as we condemn nefarious acts, Doc, I love Doc because he's been sincere and honest. He's not speaking to defend a particular industry. He's coming from the educational industry, but he seems to be very realistic. Now, you talked about looking at the root of a problem. Now, one of the things that you agreed was that there is no belief in the educational system. So, because the students do not believe in the educational system, that at the end of the day, it's like we have just wasted time, the way our elder brothers and sisters did. And then, so let us begin to look for a way of surviving even before we leave school. So I think government, it is very critical. You know, when you are not proactive over an issue, you become reactive. So what the EFCC is doing right now is being reactive. And you do not blame the EFCC. You know, when you talk about economic, financial crime, right? You are the agency, I think, should not be created to react. Because the agency should be created to advise government on the economic and financial situation of her citizens.
Do you think they are not in that position to do that?
That's what I'm saying.
You said they should be created for that. Then what do you think they were created for?
I'm saying that I'm encouraging them that as an agency, you are not created to react against your citizens.
All right.
You are created to help your citizens in their economic and financial well-being. If the economic and financial well-being of Nigerians are healthy, these things will be reduced. It didn't start today, but it's on the high increase. We have seen governors, senators being sentenced for financial crime. So it is not as if it's young people's thing. And then the way the society is so wonderful that a Nigerian will want to, defraud government. If you have 5 billion naira and you go for 5 years imprisonment, you can be in prison and you are building houses, helping people and all of that, because in 5 years' time, where will you have 5 billion in Nigeria? So you discover that the way the system is you know, the financial crime is very lucrative. The way government has made the system, because
what do you mean government has made the system?
No, what I'm saying...
Government is obviously not in support of fraud.
You are not getting me.
You
can say you are not in support, but your action can encourage crime.
The EFCC, this particular story now, how is any action
we are discussing
crime?
it generally.
Generally, okay.
Yes, because it is not only in Akure. Last time they invaded you right? And so many places, these acts are ongoing. So our advocacy is that government should not make crime lucrative. Because if you make it lucrative, like I said, 5 billion naira, and you go for 5 years imprisonment, because you are sure that even if you are free, moving about in 5 years in Nigeria, how will you get 5 billion naira in a bad economic situation? So we are saying that fix the economic situation so that crime will not be lucrative. All
right. So while the government is fixing these primary issues that you have mentioned, you both have mentioned as a reason for cyber crime, how can we solve the problem of that? If there's any truth in this story, we know that this is not the first time we're hearing Nigerians complaining about let me use their words now, brutalize, when the EFCC are brutalizing citizens according to them now. So let's assume there's some truth in this story. How do we solve that problem of not treating suspects like suspects?
First of all, I think I did mention that, you know, intelligence gathering is key to every investigation. Now, all those boys and girls, 227, 100, all those people they arrested, they are all suspects until proven what? Yes. Guilty. That is the position of the law. So, intel gathering is very, very important. So, yes, EFCC and the regular police should train and retrain its operatives.
All right, so I'll take that as your point there now, because we need to move on.
It's okay.
Let's have yours in 1 minute now.
Let's not see the suspect of financial crime as a lucrative customers. I'm talking about the security operatives now, because none of these guys will be bailed with anything less than 100, 150,000. So economically, 100,000 times 100.
That's just you're just placing a statement.
Yes,
I'm calling an amount.
I'm saying assumptions.
Like, okay,
I'm not saying. I said assumptions.